Hello Kings, Queens, and Majesties, welcome to WellStat. I'm Slice of Otaku, and Sango Nomiya Kokomi is the most valuable 5-star character in Genshin Impact. Mechanically, the only character that can even compare would be the likes of the Geo Archon, Zhongli.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Who by now we should all know to be ridiculously useful and pretty much easy mode the character. But if I could only have one between Rock Dragon and Water Fish, I'd have to pick Kokomi. Which is kinda crazy considering the fact that when she first released, a whole lot of people consider her to be useless. I was definitely a Kokomi supporter before she came out, but admittedly, I did have some issues with her upon release. But even despite what I at the time believed to be a somewhat flawed character, I found myself bringing Kokomi around wherever I went. And that said something. And thanks to the Ocean Hue Clam artifact set, she'd only become that much more incredible, but more on that in a bit. Kokomi is to me a character similar to Noelle in the sense that she can fulfill just about any role and to pretty great effect. She is the best healer in the game, bar none. I love Diona. She was my first character that I ever got to max friendship, and truth to be told, at one point I considered her to be the best healer in the game, but no, absolutely not when Kokomi exists. Seriously, unless a healer specifically provides something else to a team that I desire, like in the case of Jean and Zhao, Kokomi is the only healer I ever care to use. She's just too good at it. With even just a decent energy recharge and the momentary use of her elemental burst, Kokomi can boast the most consistent healing in the game. It doesn't matter how bad things get, nothing should ever die if Kokomi is on your team. Simple as that. If you can see the value in Kokomi already, drop a like and subscribe to WhaleStat with notifications on. If not, we've got plenty more reasons for why she's so great, so stick around. If you build her properly, you should be absolutely swimming in HP. From which point Kokomi becomes not only the best healer in the game, she is also an absurdly durable tank. Anytime there is a big attack incoming, just switch to Kokomi and you'll be fine. Outside of shielding, there is no better tank in the game. Then we have Hydro application. Hydro is currently the element with the least characters in the game. Yet access to Hydro affords you access to two of the greatest elemental reactions in the game, Freeze and Vaporize. Kokomi is arguably the best applier of Hydro available, and she does all of this off field, all while keeping your team alive. The sheer number of absurdly powerful teams that may be unlocked by having her is staggering. Sukokomon, for instance, is a pretty popular team for her that is incredibly powerful, free to play friendly, and a whole lot of fun. It is entirely centered around elemental reactions and will give you the most colorful damage numbers possible. Kokomi, Xiangling, Fischl, and Sucrose. This is AoE damage galore. Kokomi provides instant elevation to just about any account. As a free-to-play player, if you have her in your arsenal and no other 5 stars, trust me, you're golden. There are so many 4 stars out there that can serve as incredible main DPS characters. There are so many 4-star characters that can serve to amplify your damage in various ways. But there is no 4-star or 5-star character that can do the things that Kokomi does at the level to which she does them. We can compare damage numbers across many characters and see a bunch of similar results, but truly, nobody outheals the fish. Another incredible team that is super free to play friendly and super powerful would be Kokomi, Xiangling, Bennett, and Sucrose, or Animal Traveler. This one is all about vaporizing, and with those double heals by way of Bennett's incredible burst, we will be dealing and healing like crazy. For Freeze, we can trivialize a game when faced by certain opponents by synergizing incredibly with 2 of the best cryo damage dealers in the game, if not 2 of the best damage dealers in the game period, Ganyu and or Ayaka. You'll want another cryo character to pair up for the sake of cryo resonance, followed by an animal character of some sort to group enemies up to be frozen. In regards to a free-to-play version of this, I really enjoy Kokomi, Kaya, Chongyun, and Sucrose, but Rosaria can be cool too. Maybe Aloy could work, but honestly, I've never actually played with her before, so I have no clue. Either way, my point is Kokomi has access to some of the best teams in the game. And even past that, you can just throw her on pretty much any team and find a whole lot of success. Honestly, since getting her, I don't think I've done the Spiral Abyss once without her, at least on one of my teams. She is just that good. And to my free-to-play players, there are definitely 4-star healers out there, but none of them are even close to being on par with Kokomi. And that's been the case since day one. Meanwhile, at this point, again, she she has a dedicated artifact set, and it is ridiculous because with it, Kokomi turns into Thanos. She has collected all the Infinity Stones and can do everything in this game. She already had healing, tanking, hydro application, team flexibility, and buffing potential, which we'll get to in a bit. And now, on top of all of that, thanks to this artifact set, Kokomi can contribute to the team's DPS. With this thing, the more healing she does, the more damage she will be able to deal. And this is normal damage for sure, but damage is damage, especially when you're pretty much getting it for free by way of her healing. It makes up for any damage you may have lost having her out on the field instead of your main DPS, which is wonderful. And because Kokomi cannot crit, she is such a low investment character. More likely than not, you won't need to farm as heavily as you would for other characters because she is able to disregard 2 entire stats and focus elsewhere. I personally wasn't even trying for Kokomi's artifacts and just got a bunch of pretty good ones while farming for Ito and Albedo. And you could just as easily go only as far as to get the right main stats, slap those on her, and use the character to brilliant effect. So yeah, Kokomi is easily the most valuable 5-star character in the game. And listen, that Kokomi stock is only going to rise because Hoyoverse is definitely throwing in some anti-shield enemies into the mix. Even right now, those Rift Hounds and their corrosion damage will body even a team entirely reliant on Zhongli shielding. But best believe a Kokomi team will be just fine. And although they could at some point drop some anti-healing enemies, they most definitely do not want to outright invalidate healing, so it is a hard thing for them to counteract. Now with all this being said, Kokomi is a super valuable character, but her signature weapon, not so much. It's pretty much exclusively good on her right now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. But with her being a Catalyst user, we've got Hakushin Ring to fall back on, or Prototype Amber. And if we really want to go crazy as a support, there is the good old Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. Options galore, people. And if you're going support, we can shift our artifact to be the Tenacity of the Millilith instead. And oh my goodness, not to mention, her design is the prettiest thing ever. I mean, even her prototype design from way back when was gorgeous. She is a watery magical girl that leads an army. She is actually perfect. Now at the moment, Kokomi is being released alongside the Raiden Shogun, and most definitely in regards to popularity, Kokomi loses this battle. But there is no doubt in my mind that she is the better character to pick among the two. And obviously I'm saying all this in regards to mechanics and such because duh. And don't get me wrong, the Raiden Shogun is a great character that I thoroughly enjoy playing with, but she is only selectively useful. If you have her, you better also have an Electro character on the team along with her. Or at the very least, some character with pretty demanding elemental bursts in regards to energy required. If I were to be a more limited player, I would only pull for the Raiden Shogun in the event that I had certain other characters built and ready. Meanwhile, Kokomi at any stage of preparation, from new player and free-to-play player to seasoned and absolute whale like myself, is immensely valuable and can be placed on any team and work with a vast assortment of characters to great effect. It doesn't matter who else you have when you have Kokomi. Maybe she's not as flashy as the Raiden Shogun and other big name characters because she's not known for crazy damage numbers or anything, but I really hope at the very least you guys that watch this will not be fooled into believing that she is any less useful and or worth it than she really is. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.